All right, let's start off this creamy Tuscany chicken Alfredo bake thing. All right, as you can clearly see in this little pot here, I have 2 chicken breasts that I halved and then chopped up into bite-sized pieces. And we're going to cook them right up. A couple of minutes. You'll know it when they're done. So after about 5 minutes, you want to remove the chicken from the pot, put it back on the burner, and you want to melt roughly about 3 tablespoons of butter. Yeah, this isn't exactly a healthy dish. So melt that right up, and then you want to add about 2 cloves of garlic to this butter. Again, you don't want to have a great amount of heat because you do not want the garlic to burn. Just kind of want to get it translucent and brown, just a bit. Once the butter's melted, grab about a tablespoon of flour and then whisk this vigorously because we're going to make a roux. You know how to do that. So yeah, make this roux and then we'll be ready for the next step. You'll know when the roux is done when the butter kind of takes on a goldeny brown appearance. Okay, got your roux made. Now we're going to add 2 cups of heavy cream. Now I left my heavy cream on the counter for about 30 minutes. Give it a chance to warm up because if you do pour it in stone cold, it can sometimes break. But yeah, just leave it on the counter for 30 minutes. You'll be fine. And then we're going to add 1 package of cream cheese, the standard 8-ounce package, and make sure you splash as much as possible everywhere. Because it wouldn't be cooking if we weren't being messy as fuck. Okie dokie, and then you want to slowly stir it around just until the cream cheese is melted. This will take some time, just a little patience, and you want the heat fairly low because, again, you don't want this shit to start burning. I'd say about no higher than just a tick above medium-low. Okay, the cream cheese is melted. I did increase the heat just a little bit closer to medium, and our Alfredo is coming together, so now it's time to add a generous amount of black pepper, and this is literally to taste. I like pepper a shit ton, so I put a shit ton in. But at least a good half tablespoon. I generally go like tablespoon and a half even, but again, I like pepper. Okay. Got the pepper all nice and incorporated, as much as I like. Then, you want about a half a cup of freshly grated Parmesan cheese, and I'm just going to eyeball this to what I think is about a half a cup. Again, the sauce is pretty forgiving. You don't have to be, super down to the fucking gram of Parmesan cheese. Just eyeball it. Actually, it's probably closer to 3/4 of a cup, but fuck it. Who the fuck doesn't like cheese? Alrighty, and then once that's done, you want to give this a good stir just to make sure, the cheese doesn't all melt and get all gloppy, gets incorporated into that sauce. And it is coming together. Getting hungry already. Alright, back goes in the chicken with all that lovely rendered chicken fat, chicken stock, chicken whatever, fond. The liquid that was in the pan, yeah, save that. You know why? That's liquid chicken flavor. Trust me, it'll knock this shit out of the park, and it smells so fucking wonderful at this point. Trust me, this will not be a recipe your family will be like, what the fuck are you cooking in there? Alright, we're just about ready for the next step. Alrighty, now time to add the pasta to our sauce. Generally, I like to take 1 minute off of the package cook time of whatever pasta I'm cooking, because by the time it gets into the sauce and incorporated, it's had the extra minute. So this is 1 pound of rotini pasta, but you can literally use whatever pasta you want. Although I will say, for this particular bake, rotini does really, really well. So just stir that around, make sure everything's all happy, and we'll be ready for the next step. Okay, now on a 9 by 13 inch baking pan. By the way, you should have been heating the oven up to 350 degrees at some point. You want to take all that pasta out and put it in that 9 by 13 inch baking pan. And of course, make sure to get some food somewhere else besides the pan, because of course cooking is messy as fuck, and spread it out into an evenish layer. Then you want to take, about a cup to 2 cups, depending on how much cheese you like, and you want to give a nice top layer to this here pasta bake before it goes into the oven. I use the entire 2 cups of cheese. That's just me. Alright, this is optional, but it did add a nice little bit of subtle flavor. Take some dried parsley flakes and sprinkle them on the top. And now we're ready to pop this son of a bitch in the oven for 20 minutes, and I'll see you at the end. Alright, and through the magic of cooking show editing, this is done. So that's Tuscany Creamy Chicken Alfredo Bake. Done.